Hello YouTube, this is Dr. Sola coming to you from Lagos, Nigeria. Imagine spending millions of naira to install a solar power system. Your generator runs less, your electricity consumption drops, your monthly bill falls dramatically, your business finally begins to enjoy the savings you expected. Then your electricity distribution company comes to you and says, your bill is too low. They suggest that your meter may be faulty or that you may have tampered with it. They threaten to disconnect your electricity. In another case, a woman is reportedly told that people may be sent to arrest her because she is no longer buying enough electricity. These stories were shared during a recent meeting we had with one of our clients. Today, I want to examine why legitimate solar customers can suddenly become suspects and what Nigerian electricity consumers should do when their consumption drops. The conversation began during a meeting with the management of Supreme Education Foundation in Magodo. AWPS Renewable Energy installed a substantial solar power system for the school. The original installation included two 25 kilowatt siege energy inverters, 6 8 kilowatt hour batteries, and 110 620 watt Jinko solar panels. As the school's requirements grew, the system was expanded with 4 additional batteries and another 32 solar panels. The objective was straightforward: reduce generator use, reduce dependence on the grid, improve power reliability, and lower the school's operating costs. During our meeting, a member of the management team told us that their electricity consumption had fallen so significantly that Ikeja Electric questioned the reduction. According to the account shared with us, the electricity company suggested that the meter might be faulty and threatened to disconnect the school. The situation became serious enough for the school to involve a lawyer. I should make an important distinction. I heard this account directly from the client, but I have not reviewed the full correspondence between the school and Ikeja Electric. Therefore, I am presenting it as the client's account, not a court finding against the electricity company. What made the conversation disturbing was that someone else in the meeting immediately described a similar experience. She said her aunt had called her in distress. According to the story, representatives of Ikeja Electric had alleged that the aunt was not consuming enough electricity and must therefore have tampered with her meter. She was also reportedly told that people could be sent to arrest her. Again, this is an account shared during the meeting. I have not independently examined the aunt's meter, electricity records, or correspondence. But the similarity between the two stories raises an important question. Can a dramatic reduction in electricity consumption legitimately trigger an investigation? Yes. But does low consumption by itself prove meter tampering? Absolutely not. Electricity distribution companies face a genuine problem. They lose revenue through meter bypass, illegal connections, damaged seals, and deliberate interference with metering systems. Because of this, they monitor consumption patterns. NERC's January 2025 order allows distribution companies to identify accounts suspected of unauthorized access based on consumption anomalies, irregular billing patterns, and other suspicious indicators. That means a customer who previously bought a large number of electricity units and suddenly buys very little may be flagged for review. But a consumption anomaly is only an indicator. It is not proof. There are many legitimate reasons why consumption can fall. A business may reduce its operating hours. A school may close for holidays. A factory may temporarily suspend production. The customer may replace old air conditioners with inverter models. The customer may begin using generators more frequently. Or the customers may install solar panels, batteries, and an energy management system. The initial question may be reasonable. The problem begins when suspicion is treated as guilt without a proper technical investigation. NERC permits DISCOs to use consumption anomalies to identify accounts for investigation, but also requires further analysis and physical inspection. NERC's procedure does not say that a DISCO should simply look at a low bill and declare the customer guilty. The distribution company is expected to conduct a comprehensive analysis of the customer's electricity consumption data, billing records, and other relevant information. It should physically inspect the meter and surrounding electrical installation. Where appropriate, it should conduct an integrity test on the meter. Any suspected evidence of tampering should be documented using photographs and video in the presence of the customer or the customer's representative. The investigation record should include meter test results, photographic evidence, video evidence, witness statements, and the actions taken. Where tampering, bypass, or malfunction is confirmed, the order says the DISCO should issue a disconnection notice and then follow the established disconnection procedure. And penalties or legal actions should be applied to individuals or organizations found guilty after due process. That sequence is important. First, identify an anomaly. Second, investigate. Third, inspect and test the meter. Fourth, document the evidence. Fifth, establish what actually happened. Only then should enforcement follow. NERC's order requires physical inspection, integrity testing, evidence gathering in the customer's presence, detailed records, notice, and due process before applicable penalties or legal action. Now, let us address the word that frightens customers most: arrest. Meter bypass and deliberate tampering are serious offenses where evidence establishes unauthorized access. A distribution company may collaborate with law enforcement agencies and pursue legal action. But low consumption is not an offense. Installing solar is not an offense. Reducing your dependence on the grid is not an offense. And a DISCO employee does not determine criminal guilt simply by saying that your electricity purchases are too low. There must be evidence of an identifiable irregularity. For example, a bypass connection, interference with the meter wiring, a deliberately damaged seal, an unauthorized connection, or a meter that has been manipulated to under-record consumption. A customer should also cooperate with an authorized inspection, but the customer should also request that the specific allegation, inspection results, and evidence be provided in writing. Do not obstruct the officials. Do not become abusive, but do not admit to an offense you did not commit. NERC procedures allows collaboration with law enforcement in established cases while specifying due process for persons found guilty of unauthorized access. This issue reveals a deeper conflict in Nigeria's electricity market. Customers are being encouraged to become more efficient. Businesses are buying inverter air conditioners. Schools are installing solar systems. Hospitals are adding batteries. Factories are considering embedded generation. But the traditional electricity distribution business still earns revenue by selling kilowatt hours. When a large customer suddenly stops buying thousands of units every month, that reduction can look like lost revenue. From the customer's perspective, however, reducing consumption is the entire purpose of the investment. Nobody spends millions of naira installing solar so that the electricity bill can remain unchanged. The customer expects to reduce grid purchases, generator runtime, and diesel expenditure. The electricity industry, therefore, needs better procedures for recognizing legitimate behind-the-meter solar generation. Discos should be able to distinguish between energy efficiency, solar production, business inactivity, meter failure, and actual electricity theft. A dramatic reduction should lead to a professional investigation, not an automatic accusation. Solar customers also have a responsibility to protect themselves with documentation. Keep your original quotation, invoice, and commissioning report. Keep the equipment serial number and system capacity information. Retain photographs showing the installation before and after commissioning. Keep copies of electricity bills from the period before the solar system was installed. Then preserve the bills after installation. A clear before and after record can help explain the reduction. Most importantly, retain your solar monitoring data. A properly monitored system should show how many kilowatt hours were generated, how much energy the building consumed, how much came from the batteries, and how much was drawn from the grid. That data can demonstrate that the reduction in grid consumption corresponds with legitimate solar production. Periodically photograph the electricity meter. Capture the meter number, seals, reading, and physical condition. Never allow an unauthorized electrician to open, move, or modify the disco's meter. And whenever officials inspect the premises, ensure that a responsible representative is present. Document the names of the official, the time of the visit, what was inspected, and what was said. You have to keep installation records, electricity bills, solar production data, meter photographs, and inspection records. When a distribution company accuses you of meter tampering, remain calm and ask precise questions. What specific irregularity has been identified? Is the allegation based only on reduced consumption? Is there a damaged seal? Is there a bypassed connection? Has the meter failed an integrity test? Request a formal meter inspection and ensure that you or your representative witnesses it. Take your own photographs and videos where permitted. Request copies of the meter test results, inspection report, disconnection notice, and any evidence being relied upon. Submit a written complaint to the distribution company's customer complaint unit and obtain an acknowledgement. NERC says that this is the first stage of the complaint process. Where the DISCO delays, fails to resolve the complaint, or provide an unsatisfactory decision, the matter may be escalated to the appropriate NERC Consumer Forum, NERC Consumer Forum. A customer who remains dissatisfied with the forum's ruling may then escalate the matter to NERC. For a school, hospital, hotel, factory, or other critical facility, seek legal advice early, especially when disconnection, back billing, or prosecution has been threatened. NERC identifies the DISCO Customers Complaint Unit as the first complaint channel, followed by the NERC's Consumer Forum, and then the Commission. Because customers also have rights to a functional meter, transparent billing, written notification ahead of disconnection under the applicable guidelines, prompt complaint, investigation, and escalation. So in conclusion, solar power is supposed to reward efficiency. A customer who legitimately reduces electricity consumption should not automatically be treated as an electricity thief. At the same time, customers must understand that a dramatic reduction in consumption may attract scrutiny. The best protection is not anger. It is evidence, a professional installation, accurate monitoring, complete records, a witnessed inspection, and respect for due processes. I would like to hear from you. Has your electricity distribution company ever questioned you because your electricity consumption dropped? Were you accused of meter bypass after installing solar, replacing appliances, or reducing your operating hours? Please share your experience in the comments. But do not publish your meter number, account number, address, or other private information. And please subscribe to the channel. Most of the people who watch our videos are still not subscribers. Your subscription helps us continue producing practical, fact-based information about electricity, solar power, and energy independence in Nigeria. This is Dr. Solar coming to you from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for watching.